Hello, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Smash and Grab Investment Opportunities. This is your host, Jeff Kaufman, and today's show is going to be about coins not in the top 100. There are thousands, I'm sure you're aware, of thousands upon thousands of coins that are not in the top 100, and most people skip over these coins that are ranked in the 300s and whatnot. A smart investor should be looking at these. We're going to be talking about these coins that are ranked way, way, way back there in the plethora of other coins that are just shifting back and forth in the hundreds and not getting into the top 100. But we're going to be talking about some coins that were just recently released. Maybe they've been out for the last 2 or 3 or 4 months, and they're starting to get some traction, but they're still priced low enough to scoop up. And those coins I'm going to talk about are pretty considerably worth mentioning. Some of them are very innovative, and some of them are really unique. And I'm going to talk about those coins, but before I do, and before we get into not in the top 100 list, let's talk about something that I think is a really unique project. And this is a really cool project. And it's also a project that deserves a lot of exposure. And you know, there are coins born every day, and there are thousands of coins out there, and 99.9% of all these coins are about wealth. They're about money. They're about money, 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 money. And, that's all well and good. But this project called Merlin's Coins isn't just about money. Yeah, it's a great way to make an investment. There's a great potential for an investment opportunity here. But behind it all is also a man by the name of BitcoinPete's vision to plant trees. And I think his vision deserves a lot of recognition and a lot of exposure. I'm just going to say this. When we go on YouTube and we're watching videos about cryptocurrencies, they're always talking about money, 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 money. They're looking at graphs. They're looking at this. They're talking about that. They're talking about what coin you should invest in, what coin you shouldn't invest in. But, there's very little out there in the crypto world that has anything to do with helping the environment. Yeah, there are some forestry project coins out there, environment coins out there, but there's very little out there where where they're saying, if you do this, we're going to plant a tree. And I think it's a really cool project, and it deserves a lot of recognition. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Merlin's Coins, and we're going to interview a gentleman by the name of Sosa. Sosa is a man in a country that I cannot even pronounce. He talks a little bit like this, and he's definitely. I thought maybe he was from Russia, but he's not. He's from another country close to Russia, but not quite. That's my best impression. Hey, I try. He's actually a really cool guy, and he's going to talk about Merlin's Coins today. We're going to interview him, and we're going to get Merlin's Coins a little bit of exposure. And if anybody listens to this podcast that has a bigger platform than me, and I'm sure just about anybody, a 12-year-old with a microphone probably has a bigger platform than me. But if you're out there and you have a YouTube channel with hundreds of thousands of viewers, you know what? I'm going to ask you, get involved with the Merlin project, Merlin's Coins, get involved with it, and give this guy some exposure. He's doing something to help the environment. And planting trees, especially in deforested areas like the Amazon and in certain parts of Vietnam and other countries as well. One Tree Planted is a really cool group that goes out and plants trees, and Bitcoin Pete and his project are going to plant trees. And for every acorn that gets planted, a tree will get planted as well. It's a really great project. It's worth talking about. It's worth exposing, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to interview this gentleman from, I don't even know the country, and he talks a little bit like this. He likes a little bit, he would like to talk to you about, and I'm just kidding, but he's a really cool guy. I just talked to him for a little while ago. I think this project has a lot of potential. Yes, there's a great opportunity to make some investment. I believe there's 116% investment return on these certain special coins called MERCs. But again, like I said, behind it all is a man's vision to plant trees. And I think it's a great idea, and I think people should be really talking about this. And also, after the interview, we're going to talk about my picks for coins that are not in the top 100, that have a great amount of potential. They're highly undervalued, but they just look at me and say, buy me, buy me, buy me. We're going to talk about those coins, but before we do, let me get Sosa I'm sorry, I can't even pronounce his last name. Um, we're going to interview this guy, and we're going to talk about Merlin's coins. Again, a project worth giving some exposure to. I think it's got a lot of potential. It's a great investment opportunity, but at the same time, they're trying to help the environment. So let me get with Sosa. God, I can't even say it. Sosa. And we're going to do this interview right now. Anyways, like I said, I was going to bring in Saso Drobnich. He's part of Merlin's Coin. We're going to talk about Merlin's Coin, and it's really important that we give this a little exposure because it needs it. I think it's a really good project. I think anything that's going to plant trees and help the environment deserves some exposure. So we're going to bring in Saso. Saso, are you there?
Oh, hello. Hey, Jeffrey.
Yes, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Let's talk about Merlin's Coin. I think it's really cool that this is going to be something that's going to help the environment, and I'm really looking forward to talking about it. Tell me a little more about it.
Okay, so the idea was BitcoinPete's. He wanted to create a coin and to offer everybody a fair chance of earning something, and so the idea of Merlin Coins, the game, Money Tree, the game was born. And then as we were testing the game, then since you mentioning the planting part, as we were testing the game, the idea felt that maybe for each acorn from the game, a real tree could be planted, you know. And
yeah, I love Bitcoin Pete. He's like the pirate of cryptocurrency. Yeah, so for every acorn that's planted, there's going to be a tree actually planted.
Exactly. And to start it off, Pete already planted 100 trees in the Amazon before the testing was over. So now we're at, I think, about 250 trees in 3 of the regions of the organization. 1 tree planted. Those regions are Amazon forest and Vietnam and Philippines.
Really, in Vietnam too? Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, he chose a couple of regions and decided to support reforestations there.
And this is with 1 tree planted. I was reading about that yesterday, and it's actually a really cool organization. It's got a lot of potential out there. It's doing a lot of good in the world. And I think, I was, before I brought you on, I was talking about Merlin's Coin. And I was saying, a lot of cryptocurrencies are just basically built around increasing wealth. And it's kind of neat to see a cryptocurrency coming out that's about helping the environment. And every tree that's planted is a tree that wasn't there before. So, or was there? It might have been there before, but now there's one taking its place. And I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it's a unique idea. Pete is full of unique ideas. I think we'll be seeing much more from him.
Good, because every time I get on the Discord channel and I try to talk to him and stuff, Bitcoin Pete always kind of blows my mind because he's got a tremendous amount of talking about different things, and I with a COLX, I'm accumulating a lot of the COLX out there, and in the Discord channel, and I've been accumulating a little bit of the MERC too. And I was playing around with the game like 2 days ago, and I think I planted 2 acorns. And I'm thinking, well, that's kind of cool because those are 2 trees that need to be planted now, I guess, with one tree planted. So, how long has the game been out?
Officially since August 1st. The soft launch was in July, but the official launch was just five days ago. So we're brand new on the market,
Yeah, is MERC listed on CoinCap yet?
Not on CoinCap, but we're listed on Digital Price and B3 Exchange, and you can exchange MERC on Swift app.
Oh, Swift, yeah, okay, because I have that on my phone, and I actually it's one of the only wallets I have. I got several, but it's only one of the other ones I actually use ever. Some of them I just put stuff in it and leave it there, but I like Swift. It's kind of a unique wallet. Actually, it's one of the wallets I mentioned in one of my reviews the other day that I wrote. I had a little problem with Cabo wallet myself, and I had to write a review to get my money out of Cabo.
That's a nice way of getting money out. Oh.
You have to blackmail them, basically. It was really
hard.
I really didn't have a blast. I said, look, if I don't get my money, I'm going to write a really bad review. I didn't get my money, so I wrote a bad review. Anyways.
As long as it works.
If you're going to hold my coin, if you're going to hold my coin, I'm going to fight back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Completely BitcoinPete's strategy.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. So we know where it's listed, and we know what this game can do. You said you have over 200 trees planted now?
Yeah, I think it's 250 trees. For every acorn that is ever bought in the game, $1 is donated to one tree planted organization to plant a real tree. So
now, where can anybody get on this game? Where can you find this game at? Where would be a good place to go looking to get involved with this?
To get the basic information, you should visit merlincoins.io. But to play the game, it's merlinsmoneytree.com.
merlinsmoneytree.com.
Yeah, that's the address.
Okay, and what you were saying? What else before that? I want to make sure my viewers can understand.
merlincoins.io.
Oh, okay.
merlincoins.io.
merlinscoins.io.
Merlin Coins.
Just Merlin Coins.
Yeah, exactly. merlincoins.io.
merlincoins.io. So they can go to these places and get involved with this project and start planting trees.
Exactly. But first they need 100 MERCs. They can get it either on exchanges that I mentioned earlier, or they can get it directly in their back office. So
right.
merlinsmagictree.com, and they need to sign up, and they can select deposit method from Bitcoin, energy crypto, Rupaya, and a couple other cryptos. Plus, they can also deposit cash, and they get MERCs in exchange, and they can buy acorns for MERCs. That's it. That's basically the whole idea.
Yeah. Don't you also give away MERCs in your Discord channel?
Yeah, mostly call X, but MERCs, every now and then there is a red package of MERCs, yeah, as well.
Yeah, I've seen them in there. Actually, I think that's where I got my first few MERCs was in your Discord channel. I'm going to put a link up on this when I publish it, so people can get into that Discord channel, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to make sure people can get involved with this project as much as they can. I mean, there's plenty of opportunity and plenty of different ways to be involved with it. You can get started on the Discord, or you can go sign up at those websites you mentioned. And I'm going to make sure that when I publish this, that those links are there as well, so people can just hopefully get right to it if they read this or listen to this podcast. So how long have you been involved with crypto?
With crypto, I've been involved since the last fall, I would say. Back in 2017, August, September 2017, when everything peaked and then crashed, and that's when I started taking interest in crypto.
All right, so you're kind of new at this, like me, a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say so. I've seen all the nonsense that can happen to a new guy, so I guess I'm kind of a vet at that point, you know.
Right, yeah. Well, I got involved back in 2008, and then I kind of dropped out. I became a single parent. I had to give up everything I was doing to take care of my kids, and then I just recently started getting involved again with cryptocurrencies, and everything's really kind of changed a lot since I started playing around with it. Do you have a other than Merlin's coin and COLX? Do you have any other coins that you're interested in? Are you hoarding any coins anywhere?
I wouldn't say hoarding, but yeah, I'm collecting wherever I can. I'm particularly interested in energy crypto, NRG token, coin. Pardon. I find that one very interesting, and the team is quite active, and the coin is interesting and everything. So I think there might be a chance as well.
Yeah, everybody's talking about energy, and it really is a unique coin. It's really moving up in rank, and it's doing really well. And I'm sure you're in the rain channel probably more than I am. I don't have as much time, but energy is definitely picking up pace and it's doing really well. And I think it's definitely worth talking about later. But MERC is really, in my mind, it's just as unique as energy because it's doing something that no other coin is really doing, and I think it's really important to talk about it because Merlin's coin is actually planting trees, and I think I mean, how many cryptocurrencies do you know of that are focused on the environment? I don't know many. Do you know any?
I'll be honest, I don't know any.
Yeah, I don't know any either. I know there's some forestry tokens out there and stuff that you can invest in. I just want to reiterate, we're talking about Merlin's coins. It's a really cool program. They're planting trees. Just, I just want to say a couple things. Any cryptocurrency that's focused on helping the environment deserves exposure. And I think other people out there who might have a media platform like I do and maybe have a lot more people that could tune in hundreds of thousands per day should, if they hear this, I suggest you get in touch with Bitcoin Pete and Merlin's coin and give them a little bit of exposure. They deserve it. Everybody that's doing, all these different coins out there that are just about wealth creation should be focused on maybe doing something a little different for once. And this goes to all the YouTubers out there and everybody out there who's, focused on Bitcoin and money, 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 money. It'd be kind of cool if some of you could turn around and focus on the environment for just a few moments of your time. I'm going to bring Sasso back on. Hang in there. I'm going to play a song that he chose. And I love music, but this is for Sasso and this is for Bitcoin Pete's project, Merlin's coin. And I love his music choices, and I'm not gonna tell you the name of the song. I'm just gonna let it play. I'll be right back.
There's this question's been on my mind all the time. Stop, studio. Whoa. This will be our final claim to fame. Everyone will see our name. Stop, studio. Whoa. Listen to our calling, we'll be there. They'll run from everywhere to find our brand new life. It feels so good when we save the world. Stop, video. To save the world. Stop, video. Now combined we're very strong. Our mission's just begun. Stop, studio. Whoa. Time to take a chance, we'll be fine. We're ready anytime. Stop, studio. Whoa. Just got to save her now. We already know how. Merlin holds the key to our whole destiny. Well, we feel so good once we save the world. Stop, studio. To save the world. Stop, studio. Oh yeah! Oh, stop, studio. Oh yeah!
We were talking about Merlin's coin. You were pretty much, you were telling everybody you planted over 250 trees, and after I lost you, I had to get back on and do a little recording to bring you back in, and we were talking about how there's not really a whole lot of coins out there doing stuff like this, and there really also isn't a whole lot of people out there talking about stuff like this. And so I mentioned that maybe some of these people who talk about Bitcoin all day on YouTube might want to bring this to other people's attention as well. Have you guys had any other exposure? I mean, is anybody else talking about Merlin's coin?
No, basically not. The whole thing is basically a new project, and we're basically just starting out. The first goal was to get 2,000 members on Discord. There are bounties for the members, so that everybody shares the information from the channel, from social media channels of Bitcoin Pete and of Merlin coins and so on. But the idea is to get now. The next step is now to get as many players as possible, because then that's where the party starts.
How many people are in the Discord now?
It's a little over 1,000. I think there was 1,060 yesterday, so I guess around 100 and 1,150.
So you're almost there.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully this will help bring some more people in, man. I mean, I'm going to post this on Facebook and on Twitter and Steam it and Medium, and I'm going to put it on Publish Ox there, Publish OX. Get it. I'm going to try to get this as much exposure as I can, because I think it's really a unique project. I think it's definitely worth getting some traction and some exposure. So
that's awesome. Many thanks.
Oh yeah, man! I think it deserves it. I mean, really, dude. I mean, there's nothing out there going on that people are talking about other than making money. It's really neat to hear someone talking about planting trees with their currency instead of getting the IRS knocking on their door.
Yeah.
hey, they don't have the IRS where you live, do they?
Yeah, we have different organ to mess with our lives.
Yeah,
we're not exempt.
Well, hopefully they don't bother Merlin, and they don't start ripping trees up or something.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. But I just wanted to tell you that this planted tree initiative is just a small part of the game. The idea is that Merlin Money Tree is the first over Unity game in the series. The over Unity in this concept means that the game actually pays out more than it takes in. And the payout is astounding 116% overall. That means that whatever you invest, you get back plus 10% on the game. Plus, there is a 5% on every person that you bring into the game. And then there is this 1% that goes to the one tree planted to plant actual trees in the reforestation areas. So it's a very unique concept.
There's definitely more to it than just the planting of the trees. You said 116% return.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, that's amazing. And it's in MERC?
That's in MERC, yeah. But you can cash it out in whichever currency you prefer. There is selection, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I saw that part of it. So you guys also have bounties too, that people who can bring people into the game can get a little more. Was it 5%?
Exactly. There is $5 worth of MERC coins that you can either withdraw or wait for another couple of referrals, and then you can invest into another icon.
So, this has its own built-in wallet, right?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and that's kind of neat. And where, when I was playing around with it the other day, I noticed that when you plant an acorn, how long does that take? I mean, how long does that take for that acorn to grow your tree?
That depends, actually. Now that there is very little people playing the game, it takes quite a long time, because maturing of the tree depends on the plots. So you buy a plot. There are 3 numbers on the plot listed, and the second, third number mean the plots that need to be bought for your acorn to mature into a tree. Does it make sense?
Yes, and it's more of an investment opportunity than anything else. I mean, it's a cool concept. It's a game basically, but it's more of an investment concept. You buy a plot, you get 3 spots in the plot, correct? And you drop your acorns in your little spots there, and they mature over time. But it requires to have more people in the game. So hopefully, exposing this based on that you're going to be able to plant trees too. Will bring more people in. There's a lot of people out there that are environmentally conscious of what's going on in the world. And I was talking about earlier before I brought you on that, I remember looking at satellite photographs of the Amazon back when I was a kid. It was just a big plush green rainforest.
Yeah.
And now if you go on Google and look at the same area, it's all farmland and it's all a lot of it's gone. So I was
really
thinking,
sad.
I was thinking if we were to expose this a little more as helping the environment, that would bring more people into the game. Because I noticed that I think my acorn just basically sprouted the other day.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I mean, I was like, wow, it took me a little while to get back to it because I'm always working and stuff, and I went and looked at it. I'm like, I got a sprout, so that's always neat. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? Is there any more links or websites that people can visit to get involved with Merlin's coin and get their plot and start planting acorns?
Anyway, the website with all the information is merlincoins.io. That's the website where you can get all the info on the game. If there's anything unclear, you're always welcome to join http Discord, BitcoinPete's Discord. That's tiny.cc/BitcoinPete.
Okay. Well, what I'm going to do is when I publish this, I'm going to make sure that I get all these links together. I'm going to have you text me a few of these links because we've been chatting on Discord. If you would, when we're done with this podcast, just text me all those links. I'm going to make sure that they are exposed on this podcast so people can get involved.
Yeah, of course.
All right, man. And Sasso, I hope you have a great sleep. I know it's nighttime where you're at. We'll talk again. And again, I appreciate you coming on, man. I'm sorry I lost you there for a minute.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for inviting me. I hope you'll manage to get a show out of this. Otherwise,
I will, absolutely. Oh, don't worry. I will. I'll get a show out of this. I promise.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, Sasso, have a great night.
You too. Many thanks. Bye-bye.